Hoppa, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills. Your host, Buffalo Will, everybody's favorite cousin Vinny.
What up?
Welcome back. Missed you last week.
Yeah,
How's it
appreciate it, man. You held it down pretty good, man. You and the boys, man. That was a good show.
Luckily, we got Marty to hop on with us, and Bobby jumped on and helped me out. You know, it's a little like we said before. It's harder when you're doing this by yourself. We had a few comments from everybody, which was good. It always makes the show go a little faster. As always, you know, especially after a win. Let's get this bad boy open. Listen, I went with a seasonal gone before, Sam Adams. Like Sam Adams, but this is called Jack O. Usually there's an Oktoberfest. I did the Oktoberfest before. I don't think I did the Jack O, but if I did, sorry, but I'm going to do it today again. So if it did, but I don't think I did. So let's pop this pumpkin up. It's a pumpkin ale. Now let's try it.
Pumpkin ale.
By the
Is that like a pumpkin spice latte?
It actually kind of tastes like pumpkin pie. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, the Bills Mafia, the Bills Nation, Bills fans, Viva those Bills fans, everybody out there. Bills got their second win. Cheers. Let's get another sip of this.
Salud. What you giving it?
You can't have many of these, I'll tell you that. Maybe two, maybe three. For the season, it's not bad. It almost tastes like a slice of pumpkin pie.
That's pretty good, though. Sounds good.
3.5, I guess. That's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
3.5. Yeah.
Okay. I did a couple of the dogfish heads. I don't know if I did this one before. I don't remember if I did. I had a couple of these. I don't think so either. Just 60-minute IPA. Get my trusted Buffalo Bills bottle opener and see how it goes. It's 60-minute IPA. You know me, I've been drinking a lot of these IPAs. So, there you go. There you go. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I have the red. You got the blue.
Ooh, I get ready. Strong as pungent smell already. Ooh, man, strong.
Oh, yeah?
Tastes like a Heineken on steroids. It's strong.
I don't know about that face.
Ooh, yeah, strong. It's strong. Let me see the alcohol content on this. Keep talking, man. I'm gonna try to find. Oh, it's 6% alcohol. It's a Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. It ain't too bad. It's just got a strong aftertaste.
I didn't give the whole description. Perfect fall beer.
Real hoppy, real super hoppy, super duper hoppy. But like I said, it's like a Heineken on steroids. It's really, really strong, really, really, really dense. It's a really dense flavor. I wouldn't drink it on a hot day. Put it that way. Just like doing a show, hanging out with you, Will. This is pretty good. But one, maybe two, and that's it. I'll give you a 3.8.
3.8. There you go.
Yeah.
You got a little better than mine. Cause, like I said, you drink. I can't see drinking more than two of these. It's just kind of, unless pumpkin's your thing, then you really like it. I mean, it's not bad, but
well, summer just ended. Now we're in the fall, so you're going along with the season with that one. You just going with the season.
Do you really get fall over there? You know, you're in that nice warm weather.
It was 90 degrees up here today in Florida, so I didn't notice any. There's no. Put it this way: none of the leaves are changing colors down here.
Today we were around 60. The leaves already started changing colors. I don't know if you noticed last week. I ended up talking about my picks or recapping some of the picks. So I'm going to do that real quick. We actually had my buddy Jen texting like, "Hey, make your picks already." Good Lord.
Okay.
I'm going to just go over some of the picks real quick from last week. Listen, I always go with the spread, but then I started checking out my record with the straight up, if it was go straight up. Did you any games like you offhand that you thought like a little crazy or whatever?
No, it was pretty much up to par, man. There was no really the only game I think I got a little bit surprised with the Tampa Bay game. I thought they were going to blow, Rams come along, man. They're looking really good. and they're a scary team when they put it together, man.
Different quarterback over there with Stafford, and I
Yeah,
mean
man.
not trying to disrespect the guy, but he is he's a beast when he's
Yeah,
in.
man.
Oh, by the way, we got somebody saying hello, hello.
Let's
Yo,
see
what
what
I
it is.
did do? Yo, talk for a second. I gotta plug in my computer because it's about to die. I forgot to plug it in. Hold on, I'm gonna go
You better
downstairs.
go ahead and plug it in. You better
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
go
and plug it in.
downstairs. I'm going downstairs. I'm going downstairs. I'll be back.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go downstairs. Hey, it was Joanna Ayala. Hello to you right back. Appreciate you joining the show. Will is over there trying to plug his computer because it's ready to die. But welcome again, everybody, to the Viva Los Bills show, where all we do is talk about Bills, Bills Mafia, our opinion. You know, I mean, we ain't no professionals, but we're professional fans, if you will. You know,
Fans.
yeah, there
I
you
had to
go.
climb those
You back,
steps.
you plugged it in.
I had to clap. Excuse me, climb those steps. I was winded. You didn't see me go down, but I went down. Excuse me. So I forgot to put out. Did I put out my parlay? I think I forgot to put out my parlay last week. I'm not sure. I'm a mess. But two of my parlays hit. So what's horrible is I forgot my own
Would you
parlay
have
on Sunday.
Jets as a parlay? Did you have a Jets game?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. But I actually forgot my parlays on Sunday, and I tried to put one in, and I lost because of the crappy Pittsburgh Steelers. So I had 2 out of 3.
You know what? Let me tell you something. The way the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing, the NFL needs to do an investigation on how the hell they beat the Buffalo Bills, man. I mean, real talk. I mean, I can't believe we lost. I mean, if you really look to it, we lost with that punt block. That was really the difference maker. But yeah, they ain't looking good. There was a clip of Ben rolling out to his right, throwing the ball. He just fell to the ground. It's like, I think this is it. This is last year, in my opinion. He's done.
I think the rookie linemen are starting to hurt him. I guess people are saying I don't know how the Bills didn't exploit it. I mean, they did get to him that game. They just weren't sacking him really. They did hit him a few times, but yeah, man, there was no reason. I think if we would have ran the ball a little bit more, we might have won that game. Control the clock, not throw 51 times.
The rookies did well against us. I mean, look what we did against them. We couldn't get any penetration, any pass rush or anything. And then look at what we did to Miami the second week. I mean, AJ Epinesa, I know you talked about last week. Rousseau with 2 sacks. We had pressure on the ball. So, had we had that pressure in the first game, I think it would be a different outcome. I think the piece is right there with the pass rush that we got during the draft. And me and you spoke about it many times. That was kind of like the missing link. And I think we're a complete team when Josh has a good game. When Josh has a bad game with the bad decisions, with the fumbling, we're in trouble. I don't care how good our defense is, which I applaud the defense stepping up from last year. They're doing excellent, man.
Yeah, they are. They're playing a lot better. Real quick through these. Let's see. Pretty much. So against the spread, I went 9-7. Not too good. I think that was a little bit better than the week before, or actually around the same thing. Straight up, I was 12-4. So not bad on that one.
I didn't keep track of mine because, like I said, I was working last week and I didn't give my picks out. But
yeah,
I didn't really. The only one that, like I said, the only game that really kind of messed up real bad was that Tampa Bay game. That was surprising, and the Raiders game was pretty interesting too.
Yeah, at one point the Dolphins were up 14-0 or 14-3 or something like that. Then I was like, oh man, what's going on with the Raiders? Then I turned around and then they were up like 24-14 or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Another game I thought. Did you think the Saints were going to beat the Pats?
Yeah. I don't think the Pats are that good yet. I think they need another year or two. Getting to that, I belong to a lot of groups, a lot of AFC East groups, and they talk about Josh Allen. And, we gave him a big contract, got a lot of money, $258 million is his contract. Yeah, I get it. People that aren't Bills fans are just watching him like under a microscope and like, oh, well, he didn't have such a good game against Miami or against, Pittsburgh. But listen, as long as we win games, look what he did. Look what he did against Washington. I mean, do that 368 yards, 4 touchdowns. You're gonna have good games. You're gonna have bad games. As long as you don't mess it up like Trent Dilfer did. Just keep the game to where you could manage the game properly. The Bills are doing really good. Look, if you want to put in perspective, all you guys in the AFC East that are in those groups talking about Josh Allen and the Bills scored 43 points against a great Washington team, great front line, 43 points, and the rest of the AFC East scored 42 points combined between Miami, New England, and the Jets. They scored 42 points, and the Bills scored 43 points. So y'all be quiet. Y'all stop hating on my boy Josh, man.
Yeah. That's funny. No, but you're right. Listen, and I was surprised because all the talk, I know Washington has a few injuries and stuff like that, but all the talk is like, hey, their defense, and their defense was like 20. They're both 24th and 23rd in the pass and the rush against the rush, which was surprised me. I thought they were a lot better than that, but still, either way, real quick, the Lions. I don't know if you saw that game, Lions Ravens. Lions ended up coming back, took the lead, and then with very little time, Tucker over here kicks a 66-yard field goal, hits the upright, and bounces forward. And then the Lion fans were looking like this again. That's the same old Lions. same old Lions. Like, honestly, the one thing I got to say about that was, dude, if you saw it, because, I'm watching the red zone, and they played prevent defense. Sammy Watkins got open down the field because you're playing soft defense. It drives me crazy. I've always said it on the show. I say it all the time. You play prevent, it prevents you from winning. They did it, gave Sammy that chance, and Tucker's a beast. And a lot of these kickers nowadays, in practice, they're kicking 60-yard field goals. They just don't really go for them during the game. But at that time, you had nothing to lose. If he doesn't make it, hey, it's a 66-yard field goal. If he makes it, look at him.
That is true. But you see, that's another advantage that the Buffalo people have in the stadium. Is look what happened in I believe it was the divisional playoffs with not divisional, the second round
against the Ravens.
With the Ravens, and look, he missed 2 or 3 field goals because of the weather that Buffalo has. So remember me talked about the stadium and changing stadiums and this and that. I'm like, listen, we haven't had a playoff game since the 90s. And when we got it, me and you talked about the weather and how it can affect the game. And that's a perfect example. Look at the guy that just broke the NFL record in kicking, 66-yarder, but when it came down to coming to play in Orchard Park in Buffalo, he couldn't hit one. 35, 42-yard miss because of the inclement weather. That's the advantage of trying to get a home field advantage. I'm not trying to look ahead, but if we're going to make the playoffs, I would love for us to get that first round bye and home field advantage. That would be something special in December for Buffalo.
No, it makes it. And like you said, okay, a home field advantage, but in Buffalo you have to deal with the elements. In Detroit, it's a closed dome, so it's perfect elements for the kicker, unless you're able to open up the doors like the Giants used to do to cause them swirl in the end zone even more back in the day, especially if they were going certain ways.
What was the controversy about that the Detroit Lions were kind of pissed off?
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I was reading something. I didn't get the full. I thought you might talk about it, but I guess I'll look it up during the week and bring it back up next week. I think they were pissed about something. I don't know. I just saw the highlights of that game.
I didn't see anything, but I watched because, like I said, it was on the last few minutes, and they just showed it. Him kicking that field goal, bouncing off the upright, and the play before that, it was a huge play to Sammy Watkins down the field towards the middle. He runs, gets tackled, and I think they stopped the clock or he spiked it. I don't remember, but him kicking that field goal, and I was rooting. I was like, I hope Detroit wins this game, and they go down there. Few plays.
They had it. It looked like they had it. How about that Green Bay Packer game?
Yeah, that too. I picked the Packers to beat San Fran. That was one of the games. But like I said, man, play the defense. You don't want to try to blitz like the Jets did against the Raiders, last year or something when they
Yeah,
ran
man,
and
blown out.
scored.
Yeah,
No, you
man,
don't want to
blown
do that. You want to play off, okay, play off, but don't play prevent. Still rush 3 or 4 guys. Rush your 4 guys. Drop back. If you don't want to keep a linebacker, put more corners in there or another safety. But don't play soft like that where you just let them get there. You play your regular defense, you stop them. They don't score that field goal, and you
You're
got
supposed to, when the prevent defense is supposed to be something to keep everything in front of you. Okay.
yeah,
Look what happened. Look what happened with the Bills in Arizona. We kind of went into prevent, rush 3, rush 4, gave
Hopkins,
hail Mary.
Murray,
You
Murray.
know, we didn't get a good rush on them, and look what it cost us. It cost
Yeah.
us. I mean, we got 3 defenders there. All they had to do was bat the ball down.
Well, not even they had a good rush. He ran out, but they were chasing him, but he still was able to get the play off.
Yeah.
They had a decent rush, and
But Kyler Murray ran to his left, man. I mean,
yeah, the coverage was there too. I mean, it was just Hopkins came up with a great grab. He was just a little taller and higher than everybody else, but it was what it is. They ended up winning that crap. All right, let's talk about a little defense. I mean, I switched it up. I mean, I've been doing it the last few weeks. We'll talk about the picks or whatever. Then we'll go into the game, and then we'll talk a little bit of news because we want to talk about the game. Here's the game roster, like we always do. Check it out. I guess I'm going to owe you a shirt by default because this is week 3, and Boogie's been inactive for each of these games. So unless some miracle happens, he starts getting in. I'm just going to lose straight out because he's not getting he hasn't gotten no play time.
I can't take that one from you, man. He's got to be in the game. I ain't gonna take that one from you. We're good.
It's a
but
bet.
Hey, but both of my guys are doing good. Rousseau and Epinesa. Epinesa's on a tear, man. Last season, I think he had 241 snaps and only got like 15 rushes. This year, he's got 53 snaps and 12 rushes. 12 hurries, quarterback hurries. So it's a big improvement just numerically right there. You can see the difference this year.
Oh, yeah, no, they're looking good, and they look fresh because, they're out there all the time. I mean, they're rotating constantly. Not the big surprise here. This week they ended up going with 4 backs. Last week they had 5. Taiwan Jones is still in there, and I'm like, why? But
he had a sack.
They love the guy, so I guess he's going to be out there. I need to stop hating on him. No big surprises here, except and they went.
Hey, another person I've been watching, I've been hyped up about for a whole almost 2 years is Star Lutulele.
Yeah,
and he's a big difference maker. I don't know if you talked about it last week, but against Miami, there was some plays that he was getting double team, triple team, and he was stuffing the run. So I was excited about that we're finally able to get a run stuffer up the middle because that's what was killing us last year.
Mm-hmm. No, you saw it. I put out that picture that somebody had him taking up 3 blocks. I don't know. I think I put it out there, or I couldn't find it.
I was working last week, so I didn't get to watch the show, man. I was working.
Yeah, no, I saw a picture of him taking on 3 blocks. I think I have it up here. I'm gonna have to look.
Watching it live, I saw he getting double team one time, 2 or 3 times, triple team. There, you look at that right there. There you go.
Yep, 3 guys on him. So what a big difference, and that frees up everybody else to get to him.
That is crazy. Triple team, bro. Yep. That's awesome.
That's crazy. So that's what he brings. Like I said, there were no big surprises. They went with Matt Breida on the bench. Again, you said Breida, but you got Taiwan Jones in there. I guess Breida's not playing special teams. They went with 2 tight ends, which is a little scary, but honestly, Reggie Gillian could slide over to the tight end position if they need to. And they're running with most of these corners like always. So, again, no surprise on there. The guys put in work. They showed up. I thought it was going to be a closer game. I picked the Bills to win, but I thought Washington would cover the spread. And, they didn't. Josh Allen and the boys went in there firing guns, throwing balls everywhere. Emmanuel Sanders had that really nice catch where Josh put it all where he was going to catch it. He made that nice catch, came up big.
You know what's crazy? I love Sanders, I love Diggs, but they're very similar in the way they play, the way they run their routes, the way they physically look when you watch them on TV. The way they physically, I was like, man, that was a nice catch by Diggs, and then he got up. I see number one. I was like, holy snap, that was Sanders, man. So they have a lot of similarities, in terms of their physical appearance and their route running the capabilities, man. So they're like twins out there, man. And how about Beasley, man? He had 11 or 12 catches, 11 catches, I think it was, ready to break. That was his single season, his personal best. 11 catches in the season, in the game. And I don't know if he broke it this game, but man, he was balling out too, man. Them guys came to play, and if they keep that same energy, that's there you go. That's my man right there. If they keep that same energy, I mean, we've won the last 5 out of 6 games. Besides what happened with Pittsburgh. But other than that, man, we're back on top, bro.
Well, Cole right there with his flowing locks had 11 receptions, like you said, which
he looks like me.
Yeah,
he looks like me.
It's gone farther on my sides and the back. This old age thing, I don't know. But anyway, he tied his best. So his best was 11 receptions in the game, and he's done it 3 times in Buffalo. So he keeps falling one short of breaking his own best. So to do that 3 times, 11 receptions is pretty cool, man.
That is good.
Your boy here, what was it? Josh Allen. Where does it go? I thought I know I had a picture of Josh somewhere. Good Lord, I thought I grabbed it. Where is it at? Boom, Josh Allen over here. 5th career game with 4 pass TDs and 300 plus yards, breaking a tie he had with Jim Kelly. So we broke another Jim Kelly's record. He was tied with him. Now he broke him. Also, the Bills are 9-0 when Josh throws for more than 300 yards in a game, which is kind of crazy. And he also, bam, earned AFC Player of the Week. By the way, this is his 7th time now. I think Kelly might be up here. Yeah, Kelly has 10. So if he continues the way he's going, he's just going to smash.
I thought he would have got it last week against Miami. The other couple times he's got him, 2 or 3 times, was against Miami also.
Yeah, he just didn't do it this week, that time. I don't know who had a better week than him that week. But the team is just playing well. And the one thing I would say, Dawson Knox with his reception, diving backwards, came in big with that nice catch. These 2 guys, throw them up there, bam. Hyde and Poyer both had an interception in the game. It's the 3rd time as a duo here that they've picked off the same quarterback each in a game. So some of the most unheralded safety duo.
Underrated duo, safety duo in the NFL. My boy Poyer got shafted last year for I don't even want to bring it up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get it, man. He's balling.
Yeah. And you just imagine, by the way, we were talking about Beasley. You remember in the offseason because of his whole COVID shot thing, people wanted to trade him? Come on, man. Clowns. Clowns out there trying to talk about trading Cole Beasley. You're crazy. Listen, the one thing I still complain, even though if you look at it, total, but it's a little different because, they started running the ball more towards the end of the game, whatever, just to kill some of the clock. They need to run the ball more. I know Josh Allen's throwing all these passes. Same thing. You're going to run into a team like we did with Pittsburgh, where they threw 51 times and ran less than 20 times, and it shows. Or even like with Washington, at the half, the Bills were up a good amount, but then the Redskins come back. Oh, sorry, not Redskins. The football club comes back and scores 14, and now they're back in the game. If you're running the ball more, you're killing the clock at the same time. And
they scored. Then they did an outside kick. I mean, they did 2 plays and they were right back in the game.
Yeah. So you need to work in more of that run game. I'm still saying. I know whatever, it doesn't matter as long as you're putting on the touchdowns and scoring the points. But if you're not, you're allowing these teams to come back. That's one thing, like the old K gun. If the Bills weren't scoring, the other team was getting the ball fast because it was 1-2-3 and out real quick.
Now, are you surprised? Let me ask you, Will. Are you surprised at this point, being that Jim Kelly is Josh Allen's mentor, that they haven't implemented any no huddle offense yet? Do you think they're gonna do that by the end of the season, maybe playoff time, that they're gonna do the no huddle? Because, man, having Jim Kelly as your mentor, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
You would think
depends on how much time he's really spending there, and I guess it would come down to Brable if he wants to do it. Because look at Frank Wright. People forget. Look at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning and the Colts were running, let's say, the K gun, if you want to say, or they were just saying no huddle. But who was his quarterback coach? Frank Wright.
Manning was pretty much calling his own audibles, his own changing his own plays. You know what I mean? And by the way, now that you mentioned Brian Daboll, last week against the Dolphins, I think I texted you, man. He was calling a hell of a game, man. It was one of the best games I think he called in the past 3-4 years, man. It was just balanced. You know what I mean? It was just everybody on the receiving team, 8 different receivers. He ran the ball well. Just called stuff that we're expecting him to call. You know what I mean? He did a good job last week. This week, it was a little bit more pass happy. Like I'm with you. We need to run a little bit more. I guess those kids, because last week Moss had a couple fumbles or whatever. Moss had a fumble, yeah. And then find out this week Moss's aunt died. He had just came back from a funeral, and grandmother died. So there's a lot of emotion in the game. So I'm trying not to go back to Miami, trying to keep it back to Washington. But I wasn't here last week. I don't know if you touched on it, but those type of things, man. As a player, wears on your emotion, and it affects your game, man. It affects your game, tremendously. Moss had the fumble, with all that stuff going on, but then he scored 2 touchdowns. So, it's a give and take. And Daboll called a hell of a game in Miami. This week against Washington, I wasn't that impressed. I mean, it was okay, but I think I'm with you, Will. I think we need to stick more to the running game to establish that pass game. But everybody's expecting Josh to have these big numbers, MVP candidate. They're screaming MVP. Listen, he already got his paycheck. He already got paid. Yeah. All we got to do is win games. And I think that's what if the rest of the fans accept that, we got superstars all over the place. We got great receivers. We got great running backs. Dawson Knox stepping up. I mean, we got superstars on every facet of the game. Great safeties, great edge guys. I mean, somebody's gonna have to shine one week. Josh Allen can't shine every single week and get all the, acclimates. It's a team effort.
Yeah. No, listen. I think the team learned from their first week when they sat Moss.
Yeah.
When he was a healthy scratch, because we did touch about, because I didn't know prior to the game. I read the stuff that happened afterwards, and like he buried his aunt that Saturday. He had a heavy heart. And, he fumbled twice, but he ended up scoring and playing better the second half of the game. And you go back to this week, you saw him catching balls out of the backfield. He looked good. He scored on a pass from, a little dump to him, and he scored on it. The backs need to be included in this game. Even if you're throwing to them, fine, whatever. But you still need to run the ball. You need to get Gillian out there blocking for them, because they got some nice blocks. Even like if you watch Travis Henry of the Titans, he had a nice run for a touchdown, but he had great blocking. His fullback ended up blocking halfway down the field. And
you said Travis Henry. Damn, you went back.
Not Travis Henry. Henry from the Titans.
I was like, damn. Travis Henry's like my age, man.
Not that. But yeah, and also I don't know if it was this week or the game from Miami. Daboll's grandmother or mother passed away. Somebody in his family passed away.
Yeah, it was his grandmother. That was the Miami game also. Yeah.
Yeah, and they said after the game he went down to the locker room, and because Josh was like, we have to do this for him, pretty much how with my grandmother, and he went. And he said after the game, him and Daboll just embraced. So, what comes around goes around, and I guess he called one hell of a game. So you can't take it from him. But my thing is, just listen, the defense is playing really good this year. Defense is playing this year how we expected them to continue to play last
from the year
year.
before.
Yeah,
From
from the year before that.
Yeah.
Exactly, because they were hot. Then last year, I
Yep.
don't know what happened, and now they're playing like they're supposed to, especially with all that talent they have. You know.
Well, it's still early in the season, right?
Yeah, it
The
is.
defense is playing like not last year before. We
Mhm.
got our pass rushers getting set, doing a hell of a job. I mean, the pieces are all there, man. The pieces are all there. I said, I don't know how the heck we lost that Pittsburgh game. I guess, we got to contribute it to that block punt. Other than that, I mean, you're going to lose some games.
You know what
You're
though? You could say that block punt, but in that second half, they just whooped our butt. We never adjusted. They adjusted, and they
Good.
just marched down the field each time and scored. It was ridiculous. It just drove me crazy. And
Yeah.
they still had those the long and third downs, where right in the middle, to either the tight end and then to the receiver, where right in the middle. And even Washington, they had that one break. It was a broken play. They ran down the field and scored. It was a broken
That was
play.
a long play, 73-yard play too.
Yeah, and look at that play to their tight end. Was it Jordan or whatever his name is? If he would have just went down instead of trying to get an extra yard, he would have had a hell of a play. But he kept fighting. They were able to strip the ball from him. And that's the only that was good for us. But another huge play down the middle. They had some big plays. They just didn't really get into the end zone. So we need to fix that middle of the field. That's still happening from last year. But a W is a W, and they scored 43 points.
I'll take it.
21. Yeah, I'll take it too.
I'll take it.
And as long as we keep winning, we're not going to look like this. We're not going to look like this. So it's all right. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you cold. You cold hearted.
Anyway, get some news now. Let's hop into some NFL news. Tom Brady could become the fourth QB to beat all 32 teams. If he pulls off, him and the Bucks pull off a win against his former team, the Pats, he'll join Drew
By the way,
Brees,
the game against the Rams, I think it was the first time he ever played against an LA team over there.
It was the first time in LA. Yeah.
Yep.
He'll join Brees, Manning, and Favre as the only other three players to beat all 32 NFL teams. Also, there's a book, by the way, if you saw, I forgot by who, like a Tale Everything book again. He claims everything was handled gracefully as it could be when he took his exodus from New England. By the way, the book is saying like, I don't know, like how Belichick and him didn't talk, or he couldn't talk to him face to face. Robert Kraft called Belichick an ass, or something like that. Anyway, if you're into that, book's coming out. I forgot by who or whatever. Check that out. And also, Richard Sherman's joining the Buccaneers. So he said he needs about a week to get straight, but I don't know if he's going to be playing against the Pats or not. I guess they didn't like what they saw against the Rams, and they said, hey, let's bring in Sherman. Maybe Sherman can help us out. That's one thing.
You think he's going to be a difference maker?
You could help. I mean, if you're going to, unless they have an injury, you're not going to put him in one or two. He'll be out there floating. You can use him. Nickel, dime packages.
I think his days are behind him. His better days are behind him. The one signing that really, really, really got me a little bit kind of nervous, to be honest with you, is I don't know if you're going to talk about it if you have it in the news, but Kansas City with Josh Gordon. That's going to be Josh Norman.
Josh Norman.
That's going to be it's going to be interesting.
I'm switching it up. This beer, I had it last week. It was pretty good. Haze Charmer.
What is that?
Haze. Where is it? Haze Charmer. It's actually pretty good. I forgot I had it, but I switched it. I did my jack-o'-lantern. No, but yeah, they signed the wide receiver over there. Did they sign the corner too, Josh Norman? Was that what you said? They're getting Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I didn't think they signed Josh Norman.
No, they got Josh Gordon. The trouble wide receiver.
The Trump?
Yeah, when he showed up, when he opened up the limo, a whole bunch of smoke came out of it.
Anyway, Antonio Brown talking about wide receivers. He's coming off the COVID IR reserve, so he'll be able to play for the Bucks against the Pats this week. So that should help Brady too. One thing, I don't know if you saw, somebody's 1-2 fell out of the top 5 power rankings pretty much everywhere at 1-2, 2 weeks in a row with big W's. The Kansas City Chiefs, that's who I'm talking about. 2 losses in a row, one. So now the Raiders are leading their division. Patrick Mahomes is saying, it's good to have the back to our wall. And now we'll see what everybody could do, and let's show what we can do. I hope they lose again. I don't even know who they're playing. I kind of like it that they're falling and losing. That's me sipping on this Hayes Charmer Haterade. So sweet after them watching them lose. Other news, the Ravens, Greg Norman says Lamar Jackson is dealing with a little back flare-up and doesn't think it's anything serious, but he did miss practice today. And I believe he missed practice yesterday. So we'll see if he practices on Friday. Hopefully he plays on Sunday because he's my starting quarterback in one of my leagues. Now, we talked about the Ravens kicker Justin Tucker kicking an NFL record. 66-yarder. He also gets bumped up by the Madden squad to 99. I guess they forgot about what you touched on, him missing these field goals in the playoffs in the win. Maybe they should deduct that from his 99 when he's playing in the win and then some snowy atmosphere in Madden.
That's right.
That's right. And we touched about the poor Detroit Lions fans, how they look. One good thing about news, Jameis Winston. Well, 2 things. He went up there to New England and beat up the Pats, which I picked him to do. Good for him. And he also donated $50,000 to the United Way of Southwest Louisiana in support to help out those people who were impacted by Hurricane Ida, and they're still dealing with that. Last little piece of news. This man, boom, Shady McCoy is retiring officially from the NFL after 12 seasons. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time champ who really didn't do much, but he still got his 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, right.
Sean Shady McCoy, after spending 4 years with the Buffalo Bills, he's retiring as an Eagle, where he spent 6 years of his career. Pretty much 6 of his better career years were down there, and he is retiring as an Eagle. I like Shady. I wasn't a big fan of the trade because I liked Kiko Alonso.
Yeah.
And I thought we could have used that money elsewhere, and we had some decent backs back then too. So anyway, we'll probably see a Shady on some network analyzing football. Good for him. The guy, like I said, 2-time Super Bowl champ. More as a backup or a 3rd or 4th stringer, but he still gets his ring. And you can't take it away from him. Now, by the way, I remember Shady talking about the women in Buffalo before he got traded up there. I don't know if you remember that. He's like, no, there's no pretty women up in Buffalo. Shady was just being wrong. Just wrong. I've seen some pictures out there on the internet. Some pretty women out in Buffalo. Anyway, let's move on to the power rankings. Last week we did ESPN, CBS, and Bleacher Report. I guess I'll just keep it like that for the rest of the season. CBS, they have the Bills at 5, coming in at 4, the Bucks after they took their loss. At 3, I guess because they beat San Fran, the Pack. Cardinals are 2nd, and the Rams are holding the spot at number 1. I guess after beating the Bucks and still being undefeated, booyah, you get to move to number 1. ESPN power rankings. They have the Raiders at 5, showing the Raiders some respect, being that they're 3-0. The Packers are at 4. The Bills are at 3. The Bucks at 2. The Rams at 1. Moving over to Bleacher Report, the Chargers are at 5. Browns are at 4. Cardinals 3rd. Bucks 2nd. Rams 1. The Bills are on 6 or at 6 on Bleacher Report. What's up with that? What's up with that Bleacher Report? You don't have the Raiders in there, but you got a bunch of 2-1 teams. Come on now.
Yeah,
right. What's over there? Guys are smoking something silly. News. Let's get to some Bills news. This man, one-time captain Kyle Williams, he will be heading into the Louisiana's Sports Hall of Fame. So good for Kyle. Always a beast with us. Always like Kyle Williams. They're hoping Phillips would turn into Kyle Williams, but that's 2 weeks in a row. He's been on the healthy scratch. So I don't know how that's going to happen. Marquez Stevenson, our rookie, could have been returning from the IR today, but Mr. McDermott said, no, we're going to take it one day at a time. I think it's more of he's might be healthy, but we don't want him being plucked off the practice squad, and we really don't have a spot for him. So let's keep him safe on the IR for as long as we can. That's what I think. What do
you
I
might
know?
be right about that assessment.
You know? He didn't practice today, so maybe he is still a little banged up, but I think they don't want him being plucked. Another thing coming back into the news is for this big, crazy, beautiful, futuristic, opened up dome here or whatever you want to call this stadium. New York commits $650,000 to consulting firms for the Bills stadium efforts. That's not even $650,000 for the building. That's for consulting firms to see what they could get or do. Firm O'Melveny, Venny, and Myers, I believe it is, has a $500,000 contract, which equals to about $775 an hour. It's pretty much what I make.
A lot of people don't know this, but they consulted Viva Los Bills to get in there. So our payday's coming soon.
Yeah. And firm AECOM or AECOM is in it for an additional $150,000. And that's to see if they can find out a way to get this done and not go over $1.4 billion. So New York is trying to keep the Bills there. So that's a positive, but that's a lot of money. I wish I made $775 an hour.
I wish I made $75 an hour.
Yeah, right. Me too. I don't make $75 an hour.
I'm good with that.
So that leads us. I guess we'll start doing some of our picks. You got your picks ready? Last week I got yelled at because I didn't.
I'll counter pick with you.
Oh my goodness! I got to do all the heavy lifting here. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here real quick.
Hey, you want to be Batman? I'm Robin. I'm just following you, bro.
Well, where's our Alfred?
Yeah.
Alfred did a lot of the work. You know, Batman took all the kudos.
Yeah.
All right. We should have started our pick for tonight. Again, I'm not watching no games yet. We don't see what's going on. Tonight is the Jags against the Bengals. Jaguars are 0-3. Bengals are 2-1. Jaguars showed a little more life, I guess, last week, if you want to say that. But the Bengals, it's like, man, they smacked up Pittsburgh. Well, they didn't smack them up, but they beat up Pittsburgh. We're all over Big Ben. They're giving 7.5. I think I'm going to go with the Bengals. Just the Jaguars just aren't that good. And I don't know. Bengals might be legit.
I don't know. I'm with you, man. That defensive front there, man, is pretty good. 2-1. Would I ever think at this point in this season they'd be 3-1? No, but they're going against Jacksonville. I think Burrow's going to just outshine Lawrence. I think he's going to get him. I'll play him. I think they wind up 3-1. So I'm with you, Bengals. I say 24-17 Bengals.
All right, that sounds good.
That's spread.
There you go.
Right there. Washington. I want to mess it up.
The Washington Football Club. Man, I gotta get that out of my head. 1-2, facing the Falcons, who just beat the Giants. and they're 1-2. Washington's actually giving 1.5 points. I mean, I picked the Falcons to beat the Giants. I don't think, man. I mean, Washington's a little disappointing to me so far. I have them
Yeah.
picking the NFC East, but I know they have some injuries. They're banged up. They're playing on a short week. Is Tyler Heineke going to switch it around? Oh man, the Falcons they're playing on the same rest too. So I don't. This is an ugly game, but I'm gonna go with the Washington football team minus the 1.5.
No, I'm kind of with you too, man. They got embarrassed so bad by the Bills. I think their defense is going to wake up. The Falcons, I mean, they came back from the Giants, man. I mean, the Giants aren't good this year either. So uh, it's a toss up. You know, I know you're taking Washington. I think I'm gonna go with you. I think it'll be a closer game though. Maybe 24-21. Washington they're gonna have to wake up after being embarrassed by the Bills. You know, everybody's bragging on their defense. I think they're gonna wake up this week, even with their injuries. I think they're gonna do better, and I think they'll beat the Atlanta Falcons 24-21.
All right, so you got them covered. The Lions 0-3. The Bears 1-2. Bears are actually giving 3 points. You know what? I think the Lions are going to get their first win this week, even though they're heartbroken. They're like, damn, man, what we got to do? I think the Lions are going to pull this off. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm taking the Lions to get their first win, and they're getting 3 points. I don't know what the Bears are either. You know.
I don't know. I think the Bears are going to take this one, man. I'm against you on this one. I know Lions, man. That's a disheartening loss after getting beat by, they fought well, but
you cutting yourself.
my bad.
People want
Right
to
there.
see your beautiful face, bro.
You want to look at me. But anyway, hey, I think the Bears are a better team. You know, Justin Fields could hold it down. I think that they got a better chance. I got the Bears winning 20. Matter of fact, 19-15. I got the Bears winning. Low scoring game.
All right. All right, here we go. Panthers, who are one of the teams that are still undefeated, 3-0, heading down to the Cowboys, who are 2-1. Right now, the Panthers are giving up 4.5. I mean, this Panther team's legit. They lose McCaffrey, but they have weapons all around. But I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. They're getting 4.5. I think they will cover, but I think they're going to win this game. I'm going to take the Cowboys to beat and give the Panthers their first L.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. I was watching this matchup, and I was thinking, man, the Cowboys put up some big points last week. Panthers lost McCaffrey. McCaffrey's, he's a baller, man. He's the man over there. I mean, Sam Darnold's been playing good, but they really haven't played anybody, if you will. So I don't know, man. This is going to be a tough one to call. But I'm with you. I think the Cowboys are going to pull this one off. I think they're going to beat them 28-24. Cowboys.
All right. Colts are running with Wentz with 2 broken legs. Well, 2 broken ankles. No, I'm kidding. 1 high sprain, 1 low sprain. Surprised this guy's even out there swinging the ball. He's a competitor. He doesn't want to lose that starting job. Dolphins 1-2. Dolphins are actually giving up 2 points. They came back against the Raiders and then they fell apart. I think the Colts are going to get their first win. I have 2 teams getting their first win. I think the Colts are going to go in there hobbled, and I think they beat the Dolphins.
Hobbled, man. Why you got to go there like that? Hobbled.
Because he's got a high ankle sprain and a low ankle sprain.
So he's literally going to go in there hobbling.
That guy should have on 2 boots for the most of the week. Once the game's done, throw his feet in boots. I just don't see Tua, man. I don't know if it's just him or what, but man, this kid, I have him as being somebody put a survey out there. Who do you think out of the NFC East quarterbacks are going to be a bust with Wilson, Tua, and Jones? And I put Tua. I just picked Tua. I don't know. I just don't see it. This kid needs to do something.
Yeah, man, this is a tight one for me too, because in the beginning of the season, I actually picked the Colts to beat us during this regular season. So I'm very, very, not disappointed, but very shocked at their first three games this season. Um, Jacoby Brissett, I don't like him as a quarterback. I never liked him when he was in New England, but he kind of played pretty good against the Raiders last week. So, I think it's a must win for these clubs. I think Brissett's going to play a little bit better. I'm going to give it to the Dolphins, man. I think the Dolphins might take it 24-21 in a close one.
Look at that. I'm tearing up Tua, and it was Jacoby Brissett last week. And I actually like Jacoby Brissett. But I don't – what? You're making your picture a little smaller. What's going on, Vinny? You're trying to hide? I think – I just don't see it from this team, man. They're not playing like they should. They have a lot of talent around that squad. I know there's a lot of young talent there. But, man, and the Colts – listen – the Colts lost to who? I'm trying to look at their schedule. Was it? Because you said it should have been here. The Colts lost to Seattle, lost to the Rams, and lost to Tennessee. They lost to three tough playoff teams.
Yeah.
So I can't really beat up them. And,
we're going to find out what the Colts are made of playing Miami this week then.
Yeah, this is a game they should win. They shouldn't lose this game. So I'm taking the Colts getting their first win. Now this game, write it down. I put little dots about my picks. This is a game that I'm not sure about. Listen, the Browns are 2-1. Vikings are 1-2. Where's our boy Kirk Cousins? I think they told him in the Vikings locker room, you cannot watch Viva Los Bills while our season is going. Anyway, listen. The Browns are giving up 2 points. My thing is, which Viking team is going to show up? Which Viking team? I pick them to win against the Bengals. Boom, they lose. Then they lost to I forgot who, and then they win this week. And I was like, man, they should have lost this week. I thought they were going to lose. I like the Browns. I think I'm just going to pick the Browns on their defense. And that's it. Odell Beckham looked pretty good last week, so we'll see what happens there.
What do you think? Yeah. I'm kind of with you, man. The Vikings really they're not showing me anything yet. You know what I mean? Browns defense looks crazy, man. They look pretty good. So I think if the Browns come off with this victory here, I think people are gonna, they've been saying this since last season that they keep an eye on the Browns, And the way the defense is playing, I think if they pull this off, it's going to be a close game, though, man. I got maybe a point sway either way, so I'm going to take the Browns 24-21.
I will say this because I'm looking over here at Minnesota. Minnesota lost to the Bengals by 3 points. Then they lost to the Cardinals by 1 point. And then they came and beat Seattle by 13 points. So it's not their offense. It's if their defense could come up and shut down some of these guys. Yeah. That's the thing. Is the defense going to shut down the Browns? Hopefully not, because I took the Browns. But I would like to see the Vikings win. Moving on, New York Giants 0-3 are facing the 2-1 Saints. Saints are giving up 7.5 points. I like the Saints. Saints defense is still pretty good. And when Winston's on. The Giants' offense does not seem to be doing anything really, and their defense isn't hot either. And if the Atlanta Falcons could go in there and win, there's no reason why the Saints shouldn't go in there and win.
Yeah, man. Saints. I'm taking the Saints, man. The Giants are just bad, man. I don't know if you've seen them play. If you're actually watching them play there. Unless something major happens, I don't see the Giants pulling this off against the Saints. I got the Saints, man. I got them 31-14. I got it into like a blowout.
Wow. All right, let's pick up the pace a little here. We got about 6 minutes. We want to talk about our Bills afterwards. Tennessee Titans are 2-1, giving up 7, going to New Jersey to play the 0-3 Jets. Jets might be in contention for the first-round draft pick again. And I think, well, do they have the first or the second this year? Either or, doesn't matter. I think the Jets are going to lose. I think the Titans will cover this. I think Henry's going to be running all over the place.
I'm with you, man. Jets are just man, they're worse than the Giants, if that could be said. I mean, they put up a goose egg last week, man. A goose egg. I think the week before that, Zach Wilson only had like one net yard or some crazy stat like that passing. So I don't see them running the ball. I mean scoring much, maybe 7 points. I see the Titans scoring maybe 24. So I'm going Titans 24-7 is what I'm calling it.
All right. Chiefs 1-2 going down to play Philly 1-2. Chiefs are giving up 7 points. The Eagles, listen, the Eagles are okay, nothing too great, but I don't see them beating the Chiefs. They're not one of those teams like Kansas City. I mean, like LA or the Ravens. So I don't think they have an all-around team that's good enough to beat the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs will get their win and end up being 2-2, and I think they'll cover. I think they'll win it easily by 13 or so.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Chiefs going to bounce back from that loss, and Eagles look, do I say horrible against the Cowboys? Is that even a phrase in 2021? Cowboys actually look good against the Eagles. So I think the Chiefs are going to bounce back, and I think they're going to win big too. I think it'll be like a 28-14 game. They're going to blow the Eagles out.
Here's a good game, probably the game of the week. Probably Cardinals 3-0, Rams 3-0. One of these guys will get their first L. Rams are actually giving 4.5. If the Cardinals are real, this is a game they need to win.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to win it, but if you want to prove to yourself you're the real deal, this is a game you need to win. But I don't see it happening. I think the Rams are just such a good all-around team, especially with Matthew Stafford right now. So I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Rams look really, really good, man. Stafford feels like it looks like he belongs there. You know what I mean? It's a home game. That's the only thing that's swaying me. I think they're pretty evenly matched, Arizona and the Rams. I think it'll be a real good game. It's going to be a close game. But I'm giving it to a slight advantage to the Rams, being that they're playing at home. So I got them 30-27, Rams.
Rams. Moving on. Seahawks 1-2 are heading down or going down. Yeah, going down to go play the 49ers, who are 2-1. 49ers are giving up 2.5 points again. They lost to the Packs last week. Minnesota smacked up the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks come back and win this game, and they're getting 2.5. So I like Seattle.
Ooh. Yeah, it's this is another tight game too, man. The Seahawks on the road twice. 49ers lost that close game against the Packers. That was another heartbreaker in the last 37 seconds, if you remember that game last week. I think they're going to keep rolling offensively. So I think I got the 49ers, man. I got the 49ers in a close one, maybe 20, 27-4. It's definitely going to be a close game.
All right. Ravens 2-1. Heading over to play the Broncos, who are 3-0. Broncos are only giving up 1 point right now. It's a very close game. Broncos have been playing some good ball, but I don't know. I still like the Ravens. To me, they're all around better team. The thing is, we gotta watch Lamar, see if his back flare-ups are happening or not. But I think the Ravens are a good enough team to go in there and beat them, even though they struggled a little against the Lions.
So who you got?
Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with you too, man. I know your boy over there at the other show down the hall there. Our buddy is a big Denver fan, but Denver having Kenny and Kirk and them guys over there, big Denver fans. But I hate to bust your bubble, man. They beat 3 teams that I don't even think won a game. You know, so they're 3-0 against teams that haven't even won a game. So, with that being said, the Ravens, if they can get paid Lamar, if Lamar's healthy, I think Lamar's going to run all over them. I think Lamar's going to have the victory in this, but it's going to be a close one. I'd say 24-21 Ravens. It could be a flip-flop, but, I think Ravens are going to pull this one off. especially after this heartbreaking loss. I mean, win with the kick. So they going with some momentum.
All right. Steelers 1-2, Packers 2-1. Packers are giving up 6 points. I like the Packers. Steelers just look ugly. Nothing about their game looks good right now. So I'm going to take the Pack getting this win.
Yeah, I'm with you too, man. Isn't that a mess? Packers look like crap the first game, then look great the next 2 games. Pittsburgh looked good the first game. Now they look like crap the last 2 games. So I'm gonna go with the momentum, and I'm gonna say the Packers, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be high by a touchdown. I say Packers 30-23.
Another game, Bucks 2-1, heading up to New England to play his old team at 1-2. The Bucks are giving up 7 points. I don't care. I think Brady wants to go up in there, and if they just have an all-around good team, just the Rams were just better. They're younger, probably. Well, in some certain spots. I mean, if anybody knows Brady, it's Belichick. Now let's see who can outsmart each other. I think Brady has better weapons with him, so I'm going to take Brady, giving up 7, heading back home.
Yeah, Bucks 30-13. Move on.
Good. Monday night, Raiders 3-0, playing the Chargers 2-1. Chargers are actually giving up 3 points. This is going to be one of the better tests for the Raiders right now. They can't fall down 14-0 to the Chargers because they're not going to come back from that. Division here, the Raiders need it, but I don't know, man. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think the Chargers are all the way around, so I think the Chargers hand them their first loss.
I'm gonna take the Raiders on this. I like the way Carr's kind of playing. I like the chemistry he's getting with the coach. I like the way I just overall like the way they're playing, man. I think they're gonna win. I take the Raiders 24-21.
Well, I mean, listen, the Raiders did beat the Ravens, so then they beat Steelers and the Dolphins. But the Ravens are a legit team, and they beat them, so we'll see. Now heading to see our matchup here. Look at this. I've been doing this too. Look at this. I look like I'm fancy. Watch this. Our matchup this week, Houston Texans against the Buffalo Bills. Bills are giving up 16.5 points. My goodness. Bills are 2-1. The Houston Texans are 1-2. Totally different team without Tyrod. The kid gets the rookie gets his second start. They said they were going to throw a little bit more on his plate this game. Listen, points per game. Bills are averaging 31.3, which is 4th. The Houston Texans, 22.3, which is tied for 19th. Don't forget, the first 2 games were played by Tyrod. Points allowed. The Bills are allowing 14.7 points a game, which has them around 4th. There was a little weird thing because then something else I saw, it had the Bills ranked 5th in points allowed. So I'm not sure if it's 4th or 5th exactly. This is off the Buffalo Bills website, and they had them both side by side, so somebody messed up there. The Texans are allowing 25.3, which is 18, so that looks good for us. Sacks, we have 9, which is tied for 7th. They have 6, which is tied for 16th. Just 3 difference. This was a little surprising here. The third down percentage, the Bills are 52.2, which ranks 5th. They are 47.7, which they're 6th. Again, going off with the first 2 from Tyrod, so it might be up higher there. Another thing that surprised me here, red zone touchdown percentage.
We're number 1 in the NFL.
Huh?
I think we're number 1 in the NFL.
Well, according to the tail of the tape over here, we are averaging 64.3, which is 13th.
Really?
And then there, I guess this is the percentage. I don't know.
Okay.
Because in another thing, they said scoring ranked. But again, that's not in the red zone. It could just be from out of the red zone, further than 24. So in total, red zone percentage, we're ranked 13th. They have 77.8. They're ranked 8th in the league. Again, it's going off of Tyrod. This kid's totally different. Averaging yards per game, we average 388.7, which is 12th. They average 314.7, which is 24th. Now, opposing average yards, We're giving up 252.7, which is ranks fourth. They're giving up 385.7, which is 23rd in the league, which is good for us. Pretty much against the pass, we're ranked 11th. Or against the run, we're ranked 7th, like average yards per game or whatever. Pass-wise, they're 24th, which you know what that means. We'll be throwing the ball. Run-wise, they're 18th. So, I mean, we should be able to run and pass. Run some more runs, kill the clock. And that was another thing. They had the Bills ranked 4th in scoring in the NFL right now. And according to again, like I said, same page, different stat. One said we're 4th. The other one said we're 5th in points allowed. I mean, it's a totally different game without Tyrod. You know, they're going to try to run the ball. We got to stop the run. You know, Ingram's going to be in there. This kid, what is it, Cooks they have over there is a good wide receiver. Throw White on him. Keep White on him, you know, and pretty much he's the main guy you got to watch on this squad. I mean, I can't see why the Bills cannot beat this team. They should beat this team. This is one of those games you need to win because, you know, you should win them. They're saying they're not looking past them. Yeah, because they know they can't look past anybody. Because if you look past this team, will come and bite you in the ass, and they win, and that's not what you want. I mean, my thing is simple. Go ahead.
So you got the Bills. So you're saying the Bills are going to win?
No, the Bills are going to win. My thing is 16.5 points. That's a lot.
It's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be real ugly, man. They're throwing this poor kid, David Mills, you know, to Bulls pretty much, and it's his first road start. They're playing at Buffalo. The defense is off the chain. I mean, this is just a recipe for disaster. I mean, there needs to be an act of freaking a hurricane or something for the Bills to lose. I hate to say it like that, but I think the Bills are going to win, and I think they're going to win really, really big. I'm talking about we're averaging 30 points. Who knows? We might put 40 up on them, and they might only score like 10. I think it's going to be a blowout, a nasty-ass blowout. It is. I hope I don't have to
16.5.
Yeah. I hope I don't have to eat my words, but I'm looking forward to a blowout this week, man.
Yeah, I could see it. 16.5 is a lot of points, but they should beat them. Look, I'm looking over here. Where is this thing? Okay, so they won one game, and that was against the Jaguars. They scored 37 points.
But that was Tyrell Taylor in there. Remember, you gotta do all the variables, man.
That's the thing. It was against Tyrod. And then they played the Browns and they scored 21 points. Again, that's Tyrod. This kid played against Carolina Panthers. And don't get me wrong, the Panthers defense is looking pretty good. The whole team as a whole is looking pretty good. He ended up scoring 9 points. You know, so it's still less than 16. The Bills or their defense are on point right now. Really, when you look at the squad, I mean, you have to watch Ingram, who's older. You know, you got to slow down the run. Brandon Cooks is their main wide receiver. So if you want to be crazy, you could double up Cooks. You're going to have Amendola running through the middle, and he might be doubtful for this game. There is no reason why they have Andre Roberts, ex-Bill, you know, but still, there's no reason why this team should not beat them. Even by 16.5. I'm going to go crazy, and I'm going to take the Bills with 16.5. I don't think I've ever taken a team with such a long, wide point score. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty bad.
Your boy Starla Tululelelele needs to stop Ingram and slow down that run, and then everything should be cake from there on. You lost for words. You lost for words.
Blues gonna whip that. You know what?
So what's your predicament? Pain.
My predicament or my prediction?
Prediction, I mean. Your prediction.
My predicament is I hope we run the ball. That's the predicament we have is that we can hopefully be able to run the ball. My prediction is going to be 40-17.
Damn, 40-17. By the way, these are the guys, the injury report for today. Mario Addison, which has been pretty much every week. He gets veteran rest. Cole Beasley also gets veteran rest. Feliciano, I didn't even know he had a concussion. Not cool, but you got Boygarger or whatever. I can mess up his name. He can slide into the guard position. His quad, not cool. Tyron Johnson, who's been a beast, groin, limited. Hopefully that, rub that thing out. No pun intended. Taiwan Jones gets some veteran rest, did not practice. Doesn't matter. He doesn't play in the game anyway. Just takes up a spot. That's a little disrespectful. Star Latulier, veteran rest. FA, ankle. Oh, my boy might get some playing time this week. Better watch out. Maybe. Jordan Poyer, ankle. Manuel Sanders, just like last week, he got some veteran rest. Listen, there's no reason why the Bills shouldn't go in there and smack some people up. No reason. 16.5. If you want to take it, you take it. You don't, you don't. But I think the Bills, just like Vinny said, should win. No reason why they shouldn't win this game. As always, listen, follow us on Twitter at Viva Los Bills. Join our face group page, Viva Los Bills. Follow us on YouTube at Viva Los Bills. For Vinny, myself,
go Bills.
It's been another week. It's been fun. Adios. Nos vemos. Go Buffalo.